Hello, hello, hello. It's a Disney Springs kind of day today. I wanted to drive to Disney Springs to check out the vibes, check out the energy, and really just kind of soak it up. Feeling like I needed a little bit of Disney magic without the lines, without having to go to the parks, without having to deal with the big crowds. So, 4th of July, I went in the middle of the day to go check out Disney Springs and see what's going on over there. The thing about a solo day at Disney is that you just chill out, walk where you want, do what you want, and not necessarily have to go to a restaurant, not necessarily have to go and get anything to eat. And the truth of the matter is, I really was not into getting anything to eat today. I sort of challenged myself to go there with my water bottle, to go there with my own snack that I decided to have before I went in, because the thing is that, oh my gosh, it is so good there. The smells and the food and the snacks. And I mean, you could literally get pretty much anything. I mean, sweet to savory to big meals to snacks. You could stop everywhere, get all sorts of drinks. And my goal and my mission is to be healthy and to continue to stick to my diet plan. So getting a snack was not on the agenda. So I have that snack because, yeah, I'm just going to sneak in a little snack before I get out and head in. And then I was ready to rock and roll now that my belly was full and I wasn't going to be tempted. So I got out and I started walking around and looking at some of the shops, walking from the parking garage where I park is at Lime Garage. I walked over to the docks and across sort of across Disney Springs and over toward where Saratoga Springs Resort is. And let me tell you, Saratoga Springs Resort, it's just such a great energy and vibe. I've never stayed there. You know, we've gone to Disney many times and stayed at a lot of the resorts. Never stayed at this one. I never really wanted to stay close to Disney Springs. I'm not a big shopper. I don't necessarily want to go shopping or doing any of that stuff. But I will say, wow, really nice energy, nice vibe over there. Fantastic walking trails. The thing about the energy over there and the vibe is very laid back, very much about nature and hanging out in the woods, the wooded areas over there, and doing all these trails and all these paths, and just really great time. And the best part is that it's on the water and you overlook the Disney Springs area, the shopping area, and all the nightlife and everything. And the proximity to walk over there, that's great. Again, that's never really been my vibe to go shopping. But the other truth is, I love going over there now, especially because uh, I can view and experience Disney in a different way where it's not just about being there on vacation. I can go there and hang out and check out the vibe without having to spend a lot of money, without having to spend any money. And that was my challenge today, not spending any money, even though I will say I bought a little something, but no snacks, no food, nothing that was bad for me. And then just seeing the resort itself, really beautiful buildings, beautiful grounds, and a little bit of a surprise about how it felt so natural and the nature all around. And I think one of the big benefits of staying there is that you are right across from literally everything going on, from the shopping to the nightlife to the concerts to all of the activity. But you are actually in this secluded little bubble right across from it that feels like its own little nature preserve, with the big trees and the walking paths and these little alleyways and just, woodland animals everywhere. So really nice, chill vibe. It's not somewhere that would have ever been on my radar when I was coming here to visit, but now coming here, walking around here, wow, different vibe, different than what I expected. And even though it's not the ocean or the bay, just being near the water is so impressive. It's just so nice. You get the transportation boats that go back and forth. I'm not sure if they're officially called water taxis, but either way, the transportation from Disney Springs over to, I think it takes you over to Port Orleans. So you can go over to Port Orleans Riverside, or you can go to the French Quarters, or I think you can go to Old Key West. But the boats that take you, the boat transportation, it doesn't feel loud, doesn't feel obnoxious. It doesn't feel, it's not like those party boats or anything. It's really nice. I love the water, the stillness, the calmness, but still getting that energy. It's just great. And then seeing everyone just out enjoying the heck out of themselves, going back and forth from hopefully having a really great time at Disney Springs to going back and chilling out and hanging out at their resort. So just just a really nice feel. And the thing that I do love is that when you're looking across, you can see all of the great places that are across over there at Disney Springs. So whether it's that balloon launch or whether it's one of the restaurants or it is Cirque du Soleil, it's just you get a good feel for the layout of Disney Springs, maybe in a way that you don't even when you're in it. You know how it is when you're in something, as opposed to taking a step back from it, you can kind of see it a little bit better. Just a little different. Something else that I think is so fun is they have those amphicars. They're cars that they go on water and they go on the land. Price for taking out one of these amphicars is $125. I think for just about a half an hour, just under a half an hour, and has it can include three people. There always has to be a captain driving this boat. I know that when my husband and I first came here, we wanted to go try it out, and he was so excited to drive it, and they said, "Oh no, only a captain. You actually have to have a captain's license to drive it." And they give you a little tour around the lake, and I'm sure that they tell you about the area. Maybe they tell you about the amphicars that are a private collection from of the boathouse. I think they have about 8 boats, and they bought them from a private collection to do just this, to just launch, drive around, and be a little tourist attraction. It looks like a lot of fun. The other beauty is the wildlife and the nature and the big surprises that you get sometimes. And when I was walking around Saratoga Springs before I jumped on the boat, I got pleasant surprise when a family of bunnies just scurried right across, right in front of me, from one side to the other of the walkway, and then just started to run away and frolic behind me. I mean, pretty much the cutest thing ever. Magical bunnies? Yes, please. I'll take them any day. So then I went back over to the dock and decided to take the boat. Take the boat over. And the beauty is that you can take the boat over to the direction of Old Key West, or you can take it over to Port Orleans. So I just jumped on the first one, which happened to be Port Orleans Riverside. And it's, wow, just so nice hanging out on the boat. It's so nice. It's like it requires nothing, no mental energy, no physical energy, just sitting there enjoying, looking out, um, seeing the scenery. I'm not a huge boat person. I didn't grow up on boats, even though I grew up on Long Island. We were just not boat people. But I will say that there's just something so nice, especially about very still water, very calm water, where you don't have to worry about the seasickness, the choppy waves, any of that. And everyone's so friendly. You see these other boats passing and you wave to them, and they're all going to their resorts or heading back to Disney Springs. And it was just nice, just really, really nice. And then sort of floating down the river, looking at the different resorts, I was thinking about the beauty of all of it, number one, and number two, what some of these resorts might cost, what their upkeep is, and all of that kind of stuff. And as I was going down the river, I just realized, wow, I don't even know about some of these. Right, I know about Saratoga Springs because you see it from Disney, from down from Disney Springs, from the other side. But there are some others there, and there's these little tree houses, and I looked it up, and they're Treehouse Villas. These beautiful cabins that are literally on these pillars. So I can imagine when you're inside there, it must feel like you are inside the trees or in a big tree house. I thought, well, let's look up and see how much these are. And because they're part of Saratoga Springs, I think they are also part of the DVC program, but you can rent them. DVCs can still be rented through private DVC companies, right? Someone who owns that timeshare is willing to rent it out to somebody else. So there's almost always opportunities to do that. But apparently, the tree houses have 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. They have a full kitchen, and they have their own. Each one of them has their own deck with a grill. I mean, that's really great. And then they have access to all the amenities over at Saratoga Springs, like the pools and all of the other amenities that they have, like I was talking about before, with the trails and the spa and the restaurants. And I mean, it to me just seems like such a great time. So I implore anyone here who has the resources, go check it out and please let me know what it's like, because I'm not going to be going there anytime soon. But I would love to come and visit you if you're there. All joking aside, I would love to hear about your experience with it. If you know anything about it, if you've ever stayed here, what your thoughts are, and is it worth the money? Because I'm confident that it's expensive. I looked it up, but I didn't really see a lot on the pricing only because it's based on points and I don't really understand how the points work. And so, anyway, let me know. What do you think? Do you dig it? And then another area that I didn't know about and hadn't seen before was down by the Port Orleans Riverside area. I'd never really been down there before. So I've been to the French Quarters and I've seen some of the other resorts, but never saw this. And when we were coming up, I saw these white pillared buildings that look like mansions. And when I got off, I spoke to one of the cast members there, and apparently I think that's their nickname, the Mansions. The Mansions at Magnolia Bend there at Port Orleans Riverside. And wow, wow, are they beautiful? They just look amazing, like these stately mansions, like those McMansions that people are building all over the place now. But I think there's about 250 rooms in each of them, and they have all of the access to the Port Orleans Riverside amenities, like the pools and all of that. So, I mean, what a grand place to stay. I literally, not only did I not, have I not seen it, I just didn't actually even know what these mansions were. Didn't know anything about it. So I think that because there's the two parts of Port Orleans, there's Riverside and there's French Quarter. I've been to French Quarter before, and that has sort of that Mardi Gras feel where I think that Riverside over here is supposed to feel more like, southern Louisiana, and these stately mansions obviously show that. So, and then you can go over to Riverside and get I think there's little restaurants there. There's little like downtown area. So really great, really fun vibe. Taking the boat back was just as beautiful, except I just got to see the other side. And passing by, it's pretty amazing. I mean, it's really pretty amazing when you're going past all of this green, these bridges, these tunnels, these canals, all of the manicured grounds, like how much Disney really does. It's pretty flipping amazing. If I'm going to be honest, it's mind blowing every time I go there. And then as we were going around the bend, I realized that there is a golf course there, an 18-hole golf course. The captain of the boat was telling us, and I didn't even realize that. I knew over by the Grand Floridian there is the big golf course. I think maybe there's two over there. I'm not quite sure. I'm not a golfer, but apparently, there's this one here at Saratoga Springs also, and another mini golf, which they mentioned. And I only know about the Winter Wonderland and the Fantasia mini golf, but if anyone here knows about the golf course there at Saratoga Springs or the mini golf in particular, I'm a mini golfer. I will certainly do that. Uh, Drop a comment and let me know if you've ever done it because mini golf is so much fun. It's like, really a good time. So there's just so much to do and so much to see when you're at Disney that sometimes you kind of overlook the non park things that you can do, like strolling around Disney Springs, walking through some of the resorts like Saratoga Springs, or jumping on the boat. And the beauty is that the boat here is free, completely free. The transportation does not cost anything to go back and forth to your resort. But the other beauty is you don't have to be staying at a resort just to take it. So it's not like, oh, we can just sneak on and like we'll tell them we're staying there. No, they don't care. They it's literally just there to go back and forth, whether there's one person on it or whether there's, however, whatever capacity is, 25 people on it. It doesn't matter. So I think that's one of the fantastic things about Disney is going there and hanging out and just checking out the vibe and jumping on a boat if you want to, coming back if you want to, getting off and hanging out at the resorts and checking out their pools, checking out their restaurants. When I say checking out their pools, you're not allowed to go swimming in them, but you could check out the vibe. You can walk around, see the energy of the resort itself, go to the restaurants, just really enjoy the heck out of it and have a good time because it's just one of those magical things that you get to do without dumping a lot of money, but still having the Disney energy. And I went, and aside from that one little thing that I bought, which I didn't have to buy, I didn't spend any money, right? I didn't have to pay to park. You don't have to pay to park over at Disney Springs. Beautiful thing. And then you don't have to pay to walk around and just soak up the atmosphere. You don't have to pay for any of the concerts. They have concerts over there. They have entertainment over there. You don't have to pay for any of that. So then you can, and then you can get on the transportation. Again, you don't have to pay for this. So you can jump on the boat. You can jump on any of the buses there to take you to the resorts. And I encourage you to do that because I love doing it. I always learn something new, see something new, experience something new. I got trampled by bunnies today. Who knew that was going to happen? And I just love it. I love going and checking these things out. So I'd love to hear what's your favorite resort to just go and hang out and go check out. And if you've never done it, maybe go do a little bit of research and see some of the resorts online and see which one maybe you would like to do when you're here next time. Not even just to stay at, because they can be pricey, and I know that, but you can still, again, park, take the bus, take the boat, go check out the vibe and the energy of every resort possible. And Disney Springs itself is just so much fun. Like I said before, seeing it from the water is just such a great way to see it. And then just knowing what it's become. I mean, when the first time that we went there, it was downtown Disney. It started out in the late 70s as Walt Disney World Village, and then it was changed to Disney Village Marketplace. And then in 1997, I know it was changed over to downtown Disney, and that's when we started going in just about 99. And it was fun. You know, it was a lot of fun. My kids loved it, the balloon and the Pleasure Island area. My kids were young. We didn't go to Pleasure Island with them, but just sort of the thought of it. It was very fun, and Legos and the water and the restaurants, and my kids were young. They loved Rainforest Cafe and all of that kind of stuff. So it was just really really good time, really good energy there. And then they changed it over to now Disney Springs. When I say changed it over, it just keeps changing its name and getting refurbed and adding on to and adding on to. But I think now it's the rebrand of Disney Springs happened in about 2015, has not gone back to anything else. Who knows what it'll do in the future? But some of the greatest restaurants, like some excellent restaurants, some excellent shopping. The favorite restaurant, well, it's hard for me to say favorite. I have never once been disappointed having a meal at the Boathouse. Not once, not ever. Higher quality food. The service is just absolutely astounding, which amazes me because it's such a big restaurant. It really is. So we've had a lot of good meals here. Staff here in general is just really great, but the Boathouse, superior. I'm going to just be honest. Not only just the food, not only just the staff, the energy and the vibe there, just sitting on the water. Oh, so good, so good. And but there's so many other places to check out there too. The Boathouse is not cheap, so if you want to go and check it out, there's so many places that are actually on the water. Summer House on the lake, we've tried as well. You can sit there. House of Blues, they have concerts. You can sit right there on the water. Again, go there, check it out, try these different places. There's the boat that's paddlefish. It actually is just like a big boat that you can go in and sit there. I've never eaten there. I haven't heard bad things about that either. So, again, this is all just places to go, hang out, relax, and maybe have a meal, maybe have a little walk around, maybe just grab a drink at the bar, whatever suits your fancy. And to me, that's the beauty of Disney, is that you can go and spend as much money as you want. Go and honestly don't spend any money. Just catch up on the energy and the vibes and people watch. And then you can just take a drive home. I will say it was pretty blistering hot. So, yeah, I had my sweat rag, as I always do. And then I decided that it was time to go, head home, and shower off the sweat, make sure that I hydrated. And there you go, drove home. So I appreciate everyone coming and watching my Disney Springs chill kind of 4th of July edition. So if you enjoyed this, if you like the vibe here, join along. Hit subscribe, like, and please join us again on Fab 50s Florida, where every day I'm posting videos about being real, about losing weight in menopause, loving Disney, and being close by to the magic